Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of CTLN Opinion Plus, where we have conversations about issues and concerns of the Latino community. Today, we're joined by Doug Casey, Executive Director of Connecticut Commission for Educational Technology. Welcome, Doug, and thank you for joining us today. It is great to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here, Maricela. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time. So the internet has been a huge part of our lives for the past year and a half, and having internet today is needed more than ever. I understand there are some resources available through the state or federal providing affordable connectivity programs for families. And you have all that great information for us today. Let's start with how important is internet today for families, and how involved is your department, in supporting online learning and, of course, serving as well.
Terrific. No, thank you for the question, and thank you for having me on the show today. As you said, being online is central to so many things in our lives today. It's a passion and the mission of our Commission for Educational Technology, where I serve with the state. And as a quick background, we are an interagency, both state agency as well as private members, private sector partners who talk about and solve problems related to technology in learning for the K-12 school community, for universities, for libraries, really wherever learning is taking place, and we're using technology to support it. And so one of the main issues that we've been working on for years is this digital divide, this problem of some of our citizens and our students not having access to computers and the internet and the support to use them effectively. So along comes COVID in March of 2020, and all of our students got sent home, including many universities closing down. And so the Governor Lamont, put in place the Everybody Learns initiative, which put 142,000 computers into students' hands, and working really closely with the governor's office, I was leading the charge on getting our cable internet partners within the state to connect students. And so that's sort of a little bit of the backdrop of sort of where we are today. It's the beginning of the school year, and many, our schools are open again, and that's really promising. But we need to make sure that all students, whatever their ages, are connected to the internet. And it goes beyond just learning, right? As we think about the importance of the internet, if you connect a student at home to a cable internet connection, that connection is going to help everybody in the family. Obviously, with remote and blended learning, students using their computers to log in and complete school assignments. We also have the importance of remote work. I'm at home, as our state protocols have instructed us to continue on with remote work when possible, and so that's happening because I'm online. I can do that. And job applications and taking advantage of state services. Telehealth is a great resource to take advantage of with high-speed broadband, something that you can't do if you're offline. And obviously, family and social connections are so important as well.
I know. So talking about all this great connectivity that your office is offering, I understand there's a new program for the school year. I want you to tell us about it. It's called the Emergency Broadband Benefit. How could it be available for families, or how can family qualify for it? And what is the eligibility for this service? The rules, limitations, how does it work? How long does it last if you acquire it? Just give us all that information about how can family actually get a hand of this great emergency broadband benefit program?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I will say this hopefully as many times as I can. Go to, if you're not online already, you can go to your local library and go to getemergencybroadband.org. And that will take you to the sign up page. A little bit about the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. It provides essentially a credit for free internet up to $50 a month. So within that allocation, you can get a pretty good connection at home. and get online. The qualifications are pretty broad. If
Mhm.
you're, and again, this is a program that connects entire households. Thinking about the eligibility, if you are eligible for SNAP, for Medicaid, the National School Lunch Program, which is informally referred to as free and reduced lunch, if you receive federal housing assistance, if you're on a veteran's pension, all of those are qualifiers. Also, because this is COVID related, if you've
Right.
experienced a significant reduction in your salary because you were laid off or scaled back, you're also eligible. College students who are receiving Pell Grants can
Mm-hmm.
take advantage of the program. And there are special set-asides for those who are living on tribal lands. So we're tracking this closely. We're encouraging all of our eligible citizens to sign up, and they can do that again by going to getemergencybroadband.org. There are links for both English versions and Spanish versions,
Right.
and sign up takes place, and this is important. All of the major providers, carriers in the state are participating. So your Comcast, your Frontiers, your Charters are all participating. So no matter where you live, you should have at least one option to get online.
Now, Doug, so what about for those unconnected residents who don't have a computer or don't have access to go to a library? Is there like maybe a phone number that they can call, or is it maybe they can do it through their schools or their community office? I mean, how would that go about?
Yeah, and I would encourage them to do it online. I would
Mhm.
encourage folks who don't have a connection to get a friend. As you said, go
Okay.
to a library, go to a community center. There are a number of steps that are required to sort of screen by screen. So I think having someone who is comfortable with getting online is a good thing to have. So whether again through your library, through your church, through your place of worship, a lot of community groups are becoming more and more aware of this, and they're ready to help.
Is there an open phone line, or for maybe that they can call if they don't have access to community service?
Uh, to my knowledge, there is no phone line right now,
Okay.
but which is sort of you'd think it, for people who aren't online, there would be a phone line,
Yeah,
but again, I would encourage, we all have community
definitely.
connections, and I would
Yeah.
encourage people to connect that way.
Okay. Now, I want to know, how do you reach the Hispanic community? How do you inform them that there is this great service available for families? Is it a bilingual program? Is there a specific, resource that you guys have for the Spanish-speaking communities?
So we are in the process of developing those materials, and obviously your generosity in having me on today is one way that we're approaching that. There is a group of us within different state agencies working closely with Governor Lamont's office to put together a very aggressive outreach campaign, and we understand that. To the point of your question, we can't just post something on a state website and think that people will see it. We're working directly with our community partners, especially in the Hispanic community, to make sure that people are aware of the program. We're also tracking the progress really, really closely, town by town, as that data comes out from the federal government. As a little bit of background, we know that in our state, whites have 87.4% of whites in our state have access to broadband, but only a little less than 82% of those who are identifying as Hispanic have access to broadband. So there's a disparity there that we want to make sure we close. We want everybody who's eligible for the program to get online and take advantage of all the services and information that's available by being on the web.
Great. That's very important to know. Now, I just want to reiterate on that emergency broadband broadband benefit for families. Can you just again let us know, a little bit of that program, and how long does it last? I mean, internet is so expensive today. If you have 3 kids and then you're working from home, how does the program works? How long does it last once the resident, acquire it or get it?
Sure. So for now, the program is defined as going through the pandemic. And so is there some day where we say, oh, the pandemic's over? We thought we were out of the woods, and now along comes the Delta variant and the Mu variant, et cetera. So I want to assure all those who are joining in today that they should have no hesitation about signing up for the emergency broadband program. In fact, and we're tracking this very closely, out of Washington, this new infrastructure bill, Jobs and Infrastructure Bill, includes a continuation of the emergency broadband benefit program. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Fund. And so it looks like there's a really clear pathway for hopefully years of this program in one form or the other. And again, it provides not endless internet, but a $50 credit per household for internet. And if you're living on a tribal land, it's actually up to $75 per month. So within that allocation, you can get a really good connection and not have to worry about getting slammed with a bill at the end of it. Even if you decide to get off, there will be ample time to decide if you want to do that.
And it's a great discount and a huge help. $50, $75, that will really bring down the bill. All right, so absolutely. I want to wrap up with one last question. And I would like to know if there's anything that you would like to add, any new information, resources that you'd like to let us know about, about this, about your department, or about any new program in the works besides the EBB, anything additional, information that you would like to share with us or add.
Sure. Well, I want to reinforce the importance of getting online, going to getemergencybroadband.org. If there's one thing you take away from this session, hopefully people do that. And I would also say we are watching really closely what's coming out of Washington and looking to operationalize that really, really closely. So part of what we've got in the works within these various state agencies is making sure that we build out and make sure that high-speed internet is available to every single resident in Connecticut. That's not the case yet. Governor Lamont has put forth legislation that got passed into law that's going to make progress on that. So we're going to take advantage of all that money that hopefully is coming soon out of Washington and that's come out already to make sure that we provide that opportunity, not just from a funding perspective, but from an availability perspective. So we're going to keep pushing on that. And the last thing I would say is if you have a son or a daughter in Connecticut public schools and you don't have internet at home, the best way to take the next step is either getemergencybroadband.org or just call your school. They know all about these programs and they can help you as well.
That's awesome. Again, let's repeat the website for our Spanish speaking communities. It's www.ct.gov/connectate. Correct?
Correct.
Doug? And
Correct.
If you want more information, it's www.getemergencybroadband.org. And there is a website also for the Hispanics and for the entire department and information and all the programs, great programs you guys have to offer for affordable internet service. So then let's close this up. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Doug, so much for taking the time to join us. Thank you for all the efforts you're doing for helping the schools, the kids, the parents to get connected. And I'll see you another time. And join us for another episode in 2 weeks. For more information about our discussion today, check out our web story on ctlatinonews.com. Follow us on Twitter and at CT Latina News and Instagram at CT_Latina News. I'm Maricela with CTLN Opinion Plus. See you next time.